Joining us now to talk more about Ford's exciting return to Formula One is F1 writer for the Daily Mirror, Daniel Moxon. Daniel, for non-F1 fans, why is this such a big deal?
Well, it's a huge deal for everyone involved, really. I mean, from the sports perspective, I mean, Ford is such a huge global brand, a car maker. I think it's the second biggest car maker in the US behind General Motors. So that is huge, especially for a sport which has put so much effort into really branching out and into the North American market. For Red Bull, I mean, the attraction is obvious in that, I mean, no one would argue they're not a serious team because of how successful they've been, especially in the last couple of years and then earlier on as well. But the one thing about them is they've never been purely a Formula One constructor throughout their time in the sport. They've always been an engine customer. They've used Ferrari engines, Renault engines, Honda engines. It's only in the last couple of years that they've started to put really so much resource into building their own power units. And the first ones that are going to be sort of fully themselves built will start coming out in 2026. And that is when this Ford deal will be starting. So to be able to put the Ford badges onto that and use their expertise, I mean, Ford have been at the forefront of hybrid and electric vehicle technology sort of in the wider masses. So to add that expertise and branding onto their power units, that really does legitimize, not that they really needed it, I don't think, but it really helps to legitimize that.
As you mentioned, the return won't come until 2026. So in the meantime, what happens with Ford and Red Bull?
Well, funnily enough, the team principal, Christian Horner, I asked him this question a couple of hours ago. I mean, the answer is 2026 sounds like it's a really, really long time away. In F1 terms, probably not. I mean, it's things get done so quickly and so far in advance. Teams are already building their 2026 engines. There's already lots of work going into that. So I would imagine Ford would come in pretty much straight away and start helping with anything that they need on that front. And the other thing is Red Bull do have a current sort of existing relationship with Honda, which Honda have signed up to continue taking part in 2026, but clearly not with Red Bull. So it stands to reason to assume they're going to want to maybe look for another team to partner up with at some point in the future. But for now, there's still that existing relationship with Red Bull. So it will be all about the transition over between them, even though they are two separate projects. And Honda and Red Bull have worked together for a lot of years as well. So I'm sure that they'll want to get everything right in that regard in terms of parting ways in the best way possible for both sides.
Red Bull is currently the team to beat on the circuit. Will partnering with Ford on their new powertrains help or hurt them?
Yeah. Like you say, they've been so strong, and last year they were so incredible, just blew everyone away in terms of performance and results. And in terms of adding Ford to that, like I say, they've got lots of expertise. I don't think they would be arrogant or naive enough to say that they know everything. So bringing people, as mentioned, Ford, they've got so much experience on the hybrid and the EV side of it, and F1 and motorsport in general is really moving in that direction with the times, of course. So adding that expertise to it, I think it can only help them going forward.
Thanks so much for chatting with us, Daniel.
No, my pleasure. Thank you.